Why is one of the most beloved and reliable vehicle brands in America seeing such a massive stockpile of their most popular models? Is this a sign of trouble within Subaru, or could it be part of a larger hidden strategy that could change the automotive industry as we know it? It seems like Subaru doesn't have this problem with the Forester or the Ascent, but it's got a bit of a pileup going on with Crosstreks and Outbacks at the moment. Now, typically, this isn't the case. Typically, Subaru dealers go through Crosstreks like I go through shawarma sandwiches, and I eat a lot of shawarma sandwiches. The thing is that right now, Subaru is messing around with around 16,000 Crosstreks and nearly 17,000 Outbacks. I've been noticing quite a bit of a trend lately, which I'm really happy to talk about right now. I've been noticing more evenly distributed inventory levels across a broad range of makes. However, what does that mean exactly? Well, instead of Subaru making like 15,000 limiteds and like 1,000 each of the various other trims, it's got even amounts of all of them. More specifically, you can see to my right just what I mean, with about 4,000 to 5,000 of each of the main three trims, and then like a few thousand sports. Very well calculated levels of inventory for each trim level Crosstrek. On the Outback, it's a tiny bit different. The Outback has a lot of trim levels, and what Subaru did was give the miscellaneous, less heard of trim levels about a third of the share of inventory, and then 2/3 of it are comprised of trims like the popular Premium, Limited, and Wilderness. Overall, a very wide selection is available nonetheless. Let's zero in on the Crosstrek for a few minutes, and then we'll move on to the Outback again. Now, because we have like 5,000 limited Crosstreks, it only feels appropriate to use that to run numbers on. The typical Crosstrek limited all-wheel drive is about $33,000, and because we need to make things complicated, let's call it $32,967. Invoice price on a Subaru is usually 6% less than MSRP, but I've seen many Subaru dealers give up Subarus at 8% off. Let's shoot for that whole 8% off. Going after 8% is going to yield us a target selling price of $30,329. Subaru rarely offers rebates. It's actually pretty strange to ever see a Subaru dealer cutting rebates and other promotions. You do, however, see promotional APR offers, though, and that is available on the Crosstrek, though it's nothing to write home about at 4.9% for 60 months. Confirmed. Literally, no rebates unless you're a member of the military, in which case you would qualify for $500. How do I know all this? Use my cheat sheet that's going to be in the description below to scrape the information for yourself. Now, for the lease numbers, it's got a 64% residual at 36 months and 12,000 miles a year, and a 0.00196 money factor, which is a bit higher than I've been seeing commonly the past few months, especially when Subaru's promo APR is 4.9% on this exact same model. Now, plugging it all into the lease calculator, assuming you're getting 8% off the MSRP, assuming you're paying your inception fees due at start, and assuming that you're not a complete party pooper, and you've liked and subscribed to this YouTube channel, we'd be talking about $357 a month, and that's not including your state sales tax. Now, on the Outback, if we were to go with a premium priced out around $33,890, you still should shoot for 8% off MSRP. And in my opinion, your odds of getting it are actually higher on the Outback. Going after 8% off would yield a target selling price of $31,178. Right now, Subaru is offering 2.9% up to 72 months on the Outback. I wish the lease program was as cool as the finance program. I really, really do, because it's very, very strange to see a 60% residual at 36 months and 12,000 miles a year, combined with 0.00180 as the money factor, which is pretty much the same APR as the promotional APR being offered on the finance. It's about 4.3% APR. Again, check the cheat sheet to get zip code specific, month specific data for the vehicle you're looking at. Plug in this all into the lease calculator, assuming you're getting that 8% off of MSRP, assuming you're paying your inception fees due at start, and assuming subscribe, assuming party not being pooped, we'd be talking about $393 a month. That's not including your state sales tax. Not my favorite crash test, you guys. This first test is the updated moderate overlap test for the Crosstrek conducted by the IIHS. It was rated marginal on this specific test, but was still awarded a top safety pick. Not too much different for the Outback either, and equally as painful to watch. Actually, probably more painful to watch once you really dissect what's going on inside of the car. Now, keep in mind, the vehicle being used for this test was a 2023, and in 2023, it was rated a top safety pick plus. However, in 2024, the IIHS made some changes to how it scores updated moderate overlap crash tests, and under this new criteria, the Outback dropped down to a top safety pick, not a safety pick plus. I will say, however, Consumer Reports absolutely loves Subaru as a whole. However, it loves the Crosstrek way more than it does the Outback because it was rated an 87 out of 100 overall. They did not, however, like the Outback as much, with the Outback scoring a 79 out of 100. The biggest variance was the predicted reliability, though. The Crosstrek was rated like a near perfect score for predicted reliability, while the Outback dropped to a 50% score. You may want to look into that. Ask a mechanic or check the forums to see what other Outback owners are having problems with. In particular, I'm not too sure why the Outback is so wildly different than the Crosstrek here. Use my cheat sheet to scrape the data for yourself by clicking here to my right or the link in the description below. And if you found this information useful, please consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.